You could be turning your back on it and being like, go ahead, whip me one more time, whatever. It's just all scar tissue now. I see who you are. The mask has dropped. And you're not going to tolerate this anymore. By the same time, they're going to attempt to bring you down. They're going to attempt to really take down your confidence. Because the truth is, they don't really have any confidence unless they suck it out of you or somebody else. So I have the oh hell no deck here. We're going to find out what's the overall issue with this person that we're going to be reading some tea on. Kind of like hanging out with your auntie and being like, what is wrong with this person? What is this person doing? So, let's see how this goes. So, what is going on with your person? What is going on with your person? I'm going to get a flyer. There's my flyer. Any more flyers? Yeah, there we go. 2 more. First card we got is you're not overreacting. You're finally reacting to being ignored, dismissed, and gaslit. They told you you're crazy, dramatic, too sensitive. No, babe. You're just finally seeing the nonsense clearly. Congratulations. Spilling the tea. So you're not overreacting. This person has been treating you in a way you don't appreciate being treated. And you're kind of like, don't tell me I'm crazy. It sounds like you got bigger kahunas than they do when it comes to addressing problems. And they're acting like an avoidant type personality or attachment style and dismissing you or gaslighting you, ignoring you, maybe giving you the silent treatment before. Next card that flew out is you're not hard to love. They're just emotionally constipated. Oh, they're like, oh, I'm so confused. So you're not hard to love. They're just emotionally constipated, which I was getting a vibe from the earlier card that this person is like an avoidant attachment style and they're avoiding you. You might just be too much for them. But honestly, they can't handle you. It's not that you're too much. It's just you have standards and you should. You shouldn't have to beg for affection like a houseplant asking for water. Love isn't complicated. Their avoidance is. Flush them out. See? So we do have a message from Spirit here and from our spirits that we're drinking today. Well, this person you're dealing with is an avoidant attachment style. You are possibly a different attachment style, anxious, disorganized, maybe, and wanting to get their attention and fighting for it isn't going to work with an avoidant attachment style. And that's probably why they gaslight you, dismiss you, call you crazy. You might even heard them say before, like, you're just so emotional, you're so serious, like, line up, be happy. As if you can't be happy already. You're just a mature person and wanting to address something that needs to be addressed. You can't always sweep things under the rug, right? Third card we got was they're breadcrumbing you and you're out here baking a damn cake. And what you're doing every 5 days is not consistency. It's manipulation with a side of gaslighting. You deserve the whole damn bakery, not crumbs on the floor. So you're being, or have been, strung along by this avoidant. They don't want to let you go. The attention that you're giving them seems to be more like, you know how like kids, when they want attention, still seek it, and they'll take even negative attention, because even negative attention is attention. Narcissists do the same damn thing. And avoidants do the same thing too. They'll be avoidant to get a reaction out of you, because any reaction out of you, whether it's positive or negative, is like, oh, I'm the prize. Look how crazy they're acting for me. Look how sprung they are on me. And you're really just responding because you're like, dude, you talk all this talk, but you're breadcrumbing me. Like, I want to see your actions and your words be consistent. And they're not. They're completely breadcrumbing you, and then gaslighting you about it too. So you might be calling them out and telling them how they're not fulfilling and meeting your needs, yet they're saying they want to, or that this commitment is supposed to work, but it sounds like it's all the weight's on your shoulders, and you're having enough of that. You're like, you need to share the damn load. The bar is not just low, it's in hell. Raise it like you rent, depends on it. You're out here clapping because they didn't lie this time. Darling, bare minimum behavior is not an achievement, it's a baseline. So yeah, they're giving you breadcrumbs. They're doing the very bare minimum, and they could be gaslighting you when you're like, wait, whoa. Like, here's an example or an analogy. You're like, it would be really nice if I don't have to cook tonight or something like that. And they're like, all right, fine, like, I'll pick up some food on the way home. And instead of picking up a nice meal or some real takeout, or saying, making a suggestion like, let's DoorDash and watch a series on TV and Netflix and chill and have a one-on-one quality time together, they go and they pick up Del Taco or Taco Bell or something like that, some real cheap fast food chain. They swoop in, they get all the stuff that they'd want, and they bring you basically like, oh, I got a 12-pack of tacos, soft tacos with flour tortillas, and they bring them home, and you're like, I'm gluten-free. You know I'm gluten-free. You know I can't eat flour tortillas. I could have eaten the corn ones. And then they go and be like, oh, my bad. I forgot. I guess I'm just a horrible person. This is what happens when you don't cook. This is what happens when you put it in my hands. It's like they're weaponizing incompetence half the time. So when they finally pretend to meet your needs or to take some weight off of your shoulders and meet you at least in the middle, they don't even do that. They're over here gaslighting you and playing the victim and being like, oh, I guess I'm such a horrible person, and weaponizing incompetence, all while you're just like, oh my God, can you just please like put a freaking little ounce of effort in, and you're not overreacting. You're not hard to love. These are what the cards are telling us, and they're breadcrumbing you, and you're not crazy. You're realizing it. You're awakening, collective. You are awakening and seeing them for their true colors and what they're weaponizing against you. He's not emotionally unavailable. He's just not that into you. Oh, so we got a little kicker here. So we did have over here like the avoidant card, where you're not hard to love, they're just emotionally constipated. But now we got this card that's like, he's not emotionally unavailable, he's just not that into you. I know, ouch. But the quicker you stop romanticizing his ghosting as mystery, the faster you'll attract someone who actually shows up for you emotionally and on time. I still think that, yes, they're playing emotionally unavailable, but if they're a grown person, they know how to regulate their own emotions. They know that their actions can cause certain emotions as a reaction. And it's not stupid, it's just playing a game that they've seemed to been able to play before, maybe. And I'm having a feeling that for some of you out there, collective, that they've played this before where they're just like, you've brought into their attention about something that they do that hurts you, or some kind of neglect or some kind of unemotional availability that you wanted to address, and they played the weaponized incompetence. They're like, I'm just a stupid guy or girl, and I don't know any better. I didn't know this would hurt you. I didn't know this and that. It's just weaponizing ignorance, because hello, ignorance is bliss, right? Like, if they don't have to admit to they're wrong, then in their head they're not wrong. You're wrong for trying to make them wrong, and they're going to stay in this victim mentality and turn you into the villain. And you've just been like, I'm done with that energy. Your standards didn't scare them away, their lack of integrity did. Don't lower your bar for people who can't even limbo, let alone leap. The right one will rise to meet you, not run in fear. And then one more card here. Love shouldn't feel like solving a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. You're not a detective. You're not a puzzle master. If it takes you that much decoding to figure out if they like you, spoiler, they don't. Are you becoming a person where you're finding yourself, you're like becoming Barba Build-A-Bro or Jose Savaho and investing to heal this person who's not even meeting the bare minimum for you? And that might make you more of a, what's that attachment style? Anxious attachment style or disorganized attachment style, where you're really just, maybe living in like disassociated way of thinking and being like, well, maybe they're not gaslighting me. Maybe I did overreact. Maybe if I nurture them more or build them some more somehow, maybe if I invest more and meet their needs, it'll be reciprocated. They'll come back and actually start treating me the way I want to be treated. Or you might have been taught to when you're younger, like, do unto others as you'd want others to do unto you. And so you're thinking, oh, if I treat this person so good and I'm over here baking a whole freaking cake for them and they're breadcrumbing me, that's doing it to others as you'd want done unto you. But with an emotionally unavailable person or an avoidant attachment style person, it's just a game. It's just going to be a game where they're going to keep being the ones receiving anything and everything from you and energy vampiring you and sucking your light and turning you into this person you don't even recognize either. And so it's natural for you to feel like, oh my gosh, like this is like a Rubik's Cube. Like, why am I being so confused? And it's not your job to play detective. It's not your job to be sitting down with them and be like, hey, I think maybe you're an avoidant attachment style. Like, and being a detective and being like, what maybe happened in your upbringing when you were a kid, and trying to do shadow work for them and trying to play therapist. The bar is so low already, and they're not even meeting the bar. Why are you going to go and step up and put another hat on, another role, and be therapist on top of in the bedroom fun person, maybe a cook, errand person, Uber person, a maid? It sounds like this person is of very low value, but because you're out here seeing potential, you're giving them value that isn't even earned. And look what happens, like, if you as a teenager, or if you've been a mom and you've had a teenager and you gift the teenager a car, instead of them getting a job, working and saving up for it, you just gift them a car. They're going to treat that car like a piece of crap because they didn't have to earn it. They didn't have to work hard and earn it. So they're not going to hold any value to it. Don't be like the gifted car where you're just like, well, I'm here for you for whatever, regardless of how you treat me. You can treat me however you want because your mission in life now is to heal them, and it's not. Darling, it is not. Let's get some clarifiers here. I'm spilling this tea. Okay. Yeah, I want this deck here. All right, I want to know. I want to know what they're gaslighting and confusing you on. What's been their attempt at checkmate? Keep you in control and keep you confused. I know how to break that spell too. Well, if you haven't been here before, welcome here. This is the first of some series we're going to try out, where we have a nightcap cocktail and we spill the tea about what's really going on. And it's not going to be as pretty or positive because that's not the purpose here. The purpose here is to be, at least in these type of videos, to be that friend who's willing to not sugarcoat it. I'm not trying to sugarcoat nothing here. We just want to know what's going on. What's up with this gaslighting? You got the Empress, Eight of Pentacles, and Judgment. All right. So I'm seeing that they're ignoring, dismissing, or gaslighting you because they actually know what you're bringing to be addressed is actually a real issue. It's a real issue, and you're not just fabricating some drama up to get attention like how they've done before. You're actually coming to them being like, I want to nurture this. I want to work on this. I want to address this. Because you really do have a good heart, and you're trying to salvage. You're trying to salvage. And you get maybe a little bit of a mindset of like, one man's trash is another man's treasure, and here is the trash in front of you that you're trying to see as treasure. You're trying to not pull back so much on all those investments. And it's really hard to not pull back when you're being mistreated because of all the times and all the things that you might have done to invest in this relationship. You want to see your investments pay off. So that's clarifying that. Yeah, I am seeing a little Barbara Build-A-Bro or Jose Save-A-Ho type situation going on here where they're very low value. They are scared of how much value you have and you see within yourself, but also it scares them to see potential in them, because then they'd have to live up to that potential. And it sounds like they're lazy and they don't want to, so they're going to call you crazy or dismiss you and gaslight you and ignore what you're trying to actually nurture and grow within them. And it's so sad. That is just so sad how people can really do that. Like I said, we're not here to sugarcoat it. This is a bit of an awakening for our collective here to hear maybe how they need to change instead of thinking how they can change the other person. I don't think you're going to be able to change this other person too easily. This is a cognitive situation that they might have grown up with as a survival tactic to be an avoidant type or dismissive type. And it's not up to you to save them. All right. So we're going to clarify, you're not hard to love. They're just emotionally constipated. You shouldn't have to beg for actions like a houseplant asking for water. Love isn't complicated. Their avoidance is complicated. Flesh them out. So, how can we take a laxative for this emotionally constipated situation? All right, we got 10 of Swords, King of Swords, 2 of Cups, and the Star. So you've been feeling pretty stabbed in the back here by. So we have the 10 of Swords is like you're coming to the end of a backstabbing. It's like you can't really do me wrong anymore. You've already been jaded and gotten yourself to a place where maybe you're a little numb to their tactics. And this person's words as the King of Swords is like it's not going to hurt you anymore. It can't hurt you anymore. You could be stonewalling them to their attempts of verbally bringing you down. You could be turning your back on it and being like, go ahead, whip me one more time, whatever. It's just all scar tissue now. I see who you are. The mask has dropped. And you're not going to tolerate this anymore. By the same time, they're going to attempt to bring you down. They're going to attempt to really take down your confidence. Because the truth is, they don't really have any confidence unless they suck it out of you or somebody else. Is what makes them feel powerful and confident, is being able to affect somebody so much. So I see that how you're addressing this emotional constipation and how you're fleshing the man out is stonewalling, being like, okay, whatever you say. 2 of Cups and the Star. Fleshing them out is realizing that you deserve so much more. You are the star. You're spiritually divine to deserve a well and respectful attachment style in a relationship. And if they're not going to give it to you and they're going to be over here gaslighting you and stabbing you in the back, it like doesn't kill your light though. And they know this, and I think that's what's really frustrating them, is that they're not going to win this war. They're going to attempt at winning the battle, and they might have won the battle with gaslighting you and maybe giving you some silent treatments on addressing certain things that could be saving the relationship. But you're the one who's going to win the war here. You're going to win the war because you know how much you have to give, how much you can love somebody, and they're eventually going to wake up and realize someday that, gosh, this person loved me more than probably anybody's ever loved me. Yeah, I had to be such an avoidant and dismiss this person. Why? And they might actually go through some therapy. Who knows? Even if it's self-inflicted therapy and like shadow work, but you can't stop somebody from being a self-sabotaging person or a relationship sabotaging type person. You have to just remember to love yourself, treat yourself better than how you would treat this relationship. Better than you would treat any relationship, you have to love yourself that much as well. And then stonewall. So when people aren't aligning with that energy of love and unity, stonewall and be like, okay. Okay. Now we have the breadcrumbing card. They're breadcrumbing you, and you're out here baking the whole damn cake. Let's clarify that. Spilling the tea. Breadcrumbing is such like a dangling a carrot in front of a horse type thing. It's like, hey, I'm going to give you a little bit here to keep you wanting more. But you're not like a lab rat. You're not needing to be tested, and consistency is the only way to stop breadcrumbing, to be honest. We have the Emperor, Page of Cups, Seven of Swords, oh, there it is, Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, so they're offering a little bit of time, a little bit of financial assistance, possibly here and there. They might be giving you a little bit here and there and being like, oh, what are you talking about? Of course I care. Don't you remember I just got you something off of, I don't know, Shein, and it was probably like a free gift actually. And they gifted it to you and you're like, I should be thankful and show them appreciation because they're thinking of me. Are they really thinking of me, or are they just doing the bare minimum? They bought themselves off of like Shein or whatever those websites are, where they got themselves something useful for them, and then they got gifted a free item, so they give it to you. Is that nice, or is that the bare minimum? And it's like that's a hard one, because it's like they're coming here with like a small little offering. They're like, here's my little offering, here's my little olive branch, I want to make peace. They might be doing it also emotionally with the Page of Cups here, being like, I'll give you a vulnerability. And they might tell you a little bit like, I'm really struggling at work, or I'm really struggling with this situation or this person or whatever. And you might see an ounce of vulnerability and be like, oh my, is this change? But it still feels like it's breadcrumbing, because that is the act of breadcrumbing, is to give you a little bit, a little trickles, but never the whole loaf. Never the whole loaf. Meanwhile, they're sitting here acting like the king of all kings, the emperor, and acting like everybody's supposed to be here appreciating him. Like, like, come on, like there's stories out there of kings being like, oh, I gave to the peasants in the streets by giving them dead pigeons and rats or something. Why are they not grateful? It's like, but they still want to be worshipped. They want to be appreciated. They want to be recognized for all their little tiny breadcrumbing gifts or breadcrumbing vulnerabilities, when really they're only doing it so that they could take off with keeping the selfishness for themselves. It's not really gifting. It really isn't very much gifting here. It's still breadcrumbing, and it's just, ooh, gosh, how do people operate like this? That one calls for a little drink. Mm-hmm. I like a chaser. Okay. Thanks, collective, for listening so far. If any of this so far resonates and you're liking how we're spilling the tea with cards, please like, share, comment in the comment area, and let me know how it's going, if you like this or not. All right, now we have a few last cards to kind of clarify, but he's not emotionally unavailable. He's just not that into you. And the bar is not just low, it's in hell. Raise it like your rent depends on it. And I want to yeah. So we also have the standards. Don't scare them off. Their lack of integrity do. So these three cards to me are mostly about where the bar is that you've allowed for this person to breadcrumb their way into staying into your existence and staying within you and in this relationship or this situation. It's starting to sound more like a situationship, if anything. But you need to do some work on yourself. Do you have possibly some insecurities that's causing you to have these low standards? Or it could be like earlier over here where we were like, you want to help build this person. It's not low, and it's not like low self insecurities or confidence. It could be you just really want to help this person. There might be some kind of soul bond for why you're willing to lower this bar for this person to keep having chance after chance after chance. But I'm also getting a huge message here that there's not going to be any change with this person until you, or maybe not ever with this person, but the change that needs to happen is you, yourself, collective, need to raise the bar, protect yourself, be a high value, and not take any crap. Anything below your bar should not be accepted. Strength card. Should not be accepted. And that's the thing, like, people will treat you how you allow them to treat you. So if they're treating you like this, you've been allowing it, you've been tolerating it, and you need to do the work on remembering who you are, what you want for yourself, where you're going in life. I'm also expressing all this through the cards that are clarifying right now. If a person sees themselves and projects how they see themselves to everybody else as, you know what, I'm a good person, I'm valuable, I am worth love. We had over here, you're not hard to love, they're just emotionally constipated, right? You are worthy of love. And you can give that to yourself. If you can meet your own needs and expectations and do things for yourself, and this person has been barely even meeting the bar or the expectations, and you start pulling back and playing distant, right? Playing distant here with the tower and being like, this was never built on solid foundation. This whole situationship was never built on solid foundation. I think I'll just move away from it. It's going to come crumbling down anyways. And you're making that decision because you're actually like waking up and being a little logical about this instead of emotional. You're kind of like, you're not justifying their actions anymore. You're starting to justify, wait a minute, is this the life I actually really want to live? Is this the experience with a person, period, that I actually want to experience? Or is this time for me to know when to fold them, know when to hold them? Like, I'm just hearing that song in my head. Is this a time to fold and be like, this is not a good hand? This is not a good hand. And it takes a lot of strength to maybe go back out there and stand up for yourself and be the person who now needs to protect your inner child and maybe work on yourself instead of you always sacrificing yourself to help somebody else and be there for somebody else. Now's the time for you to find that inner strength and be there for you. So you don't go through these heartaches and tears for a situationship or tears for somebody who's kept you up all night, devaluing you. And for what? They weren't of value anyways. Like, you shouldn't be shedding tears for a situationship or somebody who just cannot meet you where you need to be met. And we've all been there. We've all done that because you're a nurturer over here, and you want to be able to love and have a great experience loving and being loved. But we have to remember some people are meant to have that exchange, and you can't build that exchange, that love, can't build it by gifting yourself up. How are they going to love? How are you going to be loved if you don't love yourself and you keep letting yourself be mistreated? How are you going to expect them to not mirror that back and mistreat you? Well, like I said, don't come for me, people, being like, this is harsh. I told you, I warned you, this is not candy coated. This is some harsh boot camp and love here and message. That's why we're having some cocktails with it. So, okay, love shouldn't feel like solving a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. You're not a detective. You're not a puzzle master. If it takes that much decoding to figure out if they like you, spoiler, they don't. So we're going to clarify the last card. Let me know how you're doing so far in the comments. Love shouldn't feel like solving anything. What's this need with detective work? And let's just clarify this. Like, maybe how can we stop playing this detective or playing this therapist for this person? It's not up to you to heal somebody. Yeah, it's like 2 of Wands. You're waiting for your ships to come in. You're like, oh, I've invested now. I just gotta wait a little bit longer, just a little bit longer, and maybe I'll get some reciprocation. Like maybe I give, they're taking from me. Oh, if I give a little bit more, maybe I'll get something back in return. 2 of Pentacles. It's a juggling act. It's a juggling act. They're keeping you on this. Oh gosh, what was that thing in the playground? Those kids, the teeter tot. Yeah, they're like keeping you on this teeter tot. You're keeping yourself on a teeter tot with investing, and then them barely even matching how you've invested in this by continuing to breadcrumb you. And we have 2 2s here. So 2 might be a significant number to you, or the number 22. Three of Swords. If you continue to let this teeter-totting and juggling act continue, it's just going to cause more heartbreak. It's tearing you apart. It's tearing you apart to try to be the one and the only one who's trying to solve this. Look, if there's a need to solve it at all, then it's not a need for you to have this experience in your life. That's why we go to work, because, hey, there's problems to solve at work, but we get paid for it. You want to just go do that kind of work and that hardship and invest your time and energy and skill into something and not get paid? That'd be volunteering. So why are you volunteering over here for somebody to just take advantage of you? It's not going to heal them. You have to get it out of your head that you can't therapy this person into submission of, or being healed, or treating you better. It's just going to tear you apart. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Sun, 8 of Cups, 8 of Swords, and 6 of Wands. Temperance 2. So what you don't see coming is you're gonna find that happiness, that light within you again as soon as you start walking away from this bad investment. You're going to be like, wow, dude, I'm going to take off these rose tinted glasses of how I'm seeing this person, realize that I've been loving them on the idea of potential. And once you remove those karmic bonds and remove the blindfold, you're going to be like, all right, I need to walk away from this. Like, stop getting mirrored. Stop mirroring the same strategy going on also. Walking away from it's going to feel like the best thing you've ever done. It's going to be like such a weight off your shoulders, and you're going to find that light when everything felt so dark for so long. And it might at first feel unfamiliar to do so, but you're going to feel celebrated. People are going to be like, wow, like, I'm proud of you. Your strength has inspired me. Your ability to do what is good for you instead of constantly sacrificing for this false love, this situationship, this breadcrumbing, is going to end up inspiring other people to do the same thing, to make better and harsher choices for themselves to succeed. And it's going to give you recognition, and people are going to see, like, they're going to see that balance. It's no longer going to be this juggling act like the Two of Pentacles. It's going to turn into a balancing act. Where you're balancing, I got things I got to work on. You might join therapy even yourself and start investing all the things that you've been trying to do for this person into growth and elevating. You might just turn around and decide, yeah, I'm going to spend that energy on me. I'm going to spend that energy on me. And finally, at last, you're center stage. You're at the spotlight of your own life. I mean, the sun here is just, things are just really going to start happening for you, because it's just, everything's just going to get so much more lighter, brighter. You're able to give yourself the consistency that you crave. You're able to break away from these old patterns that you are actually continuing. And you're going to walk away from these old patterns and choose the life that you're meant for, the life that you want. Open yourself up even maybe for a relationship that is worthy of you. But I still think that this is a time for you to focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Realize that this has been a lot of breadcrumbing. That you've been out here giving this person a chance, telling them, like, hey, there's these situations going on, these issues that if they're not addressed, I'm out. You're standing up for yourself, and you're already in that act right now. And they're testing it. They're like, haha, yeah, whatever. I want to gaslight you. I'm going to breadcrumb you because you've taken it so far. Why aren't you going to take it anymore? Because you're not. Because you know that if you invest in yourself as much as you even invested in this person or the situationship, how much further you would be on your path and your journey. Oh, what a great reading. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it here because this was on a really good note. Let me know in the comment box how you feel about this this version of tarot readings and oracle cards, about spilling the tea and having a cocktail, and stay safe. Don't drink and drive. And like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.